everybody's doing great on this Saturday. So kind of bouncing some ideas back and forth between Peter. I think it's Peter. I got it right. Let me know. But I think it's a good question. And so I kind of wanted to, stir the pot a little bit and I wanted to bring it up. So if you guys got anything, you're seasoned vets or anything, put it in the comments below. Let's help out some young lads, shall we? So payment in the field. I'll tell you a little story on it. So back in the day, right? Back in the day, look how many gray hairs I got, right? Back in the day, I bought a machine. We got it from our vendor or whatever. I think they charged us. I think it was still either $300, $500, $600 for this machine. It's like the machine you seen at the stores back in the day. We could either manually punch them in for credit cards. We could swipe it, and it also had a thing where it would spit out a receipt, right? It had the printer in it and everything, and it would spit out a receipt. I could rip it off. I'd give it to the customer. Now what I did, I don't think that's really a thing anymore. I don't even know if they offer that. If anybody still does that, please let me know, because I don't even know if that exists anymore. Like I said, it worked off cell service, I believe, because I had an antenna. And what I bought like I carry this one, so I think I'm carrying a Pow Pow, but I bought something like this, a hard case one, real big one, that was real deep. And I put everything in, worked good. I had all my receipts in there. I had a pen in there. I had the machine in there. Then you had to charge it every so often. It lasted quite a bit. We weren't real heavy in taking credit card payments. But some things, so now, honestly, I don't deal with that stuff so much. But there's a video out there I just sent them that you can look up. It's how to collect payment. Credit card. I think it's how to collect credit card payment. I can't look it up. I'm on the phone, darn it. Through Jobber, and like I said, I don't get paid through Jobber or anything. Jobber finds my videos. They can always. I got to do a video, so I need to get a hat from Jobber. But they work real. It's like using Google. You know what I mean? You can do everything out in the field. Now, the thing is, it is a service, right? And I was talking to the Wifetron a couple days ago about this at nighttime, and I said, what's kind of a bummer sometimes is that everything gets kind of roped in, right in life, right? It's kind of like that that heel lock video I had at one of the end of the videos, right? The heel lock, you start accumulating things. You start getting the car. Well, the car needs insurance, and then the car needs gas, and then the car needs plates, and it needs registration, and the list goes on and on. So business sometimes can be like that. I don't want you to get engulfed thinking you're going to buy this system and it's going to solve all your problems. It will to a certain level if you're on a certain scale. But one thing I've learned a lot of for the new guys is it's most people don't realize this thing between their ears, how powerful this is, right? Everybody's got these and this and a mouth and yak, 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 right? Use this. All you got to do is you got to verbalize, you got to communicate. And if you communicate with a customer up front before you even go out there and just say, hey, I'm just curious. Now I used to be kind of shy about it. Now I could kind of care less, you know what I mean? Because it's just business. We let's just figure this out. Let's see if this marriage, right? I don't want to even go on the first date. You know what I mean? And we have a 40% chance or 50% chance of this working out. So you communicate over the phone, via text, whatever you're doing, email. Hey, just curious how you're going to pay. I have tow truck drivers all the time that call me, or not call me, but they'll ask if I have to have a vehicle towed or serviced or something. What form of payment are you going to do? Sometimes if I tell them a credit card, they'll say, can we just do it over the phone? And I'm like, sure. Or they have their own guys do it in the field. It's kind of weird, whatever. But what I'm getting at it, you can work it many different ways. Like it really, really, really blows my mind that Venmo and Cash is out there. It blows my mind. It really does. I can't even believe they exist. It seems like one of those things that the big gov or the Congress or the big man, the Discover card and the Visa would demolish these guys. They would just crush them. It just somehow blows my mind that we even have options for that. And I see we got 2 likes. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Just helps wake up the algo, bring more like-minded people, which is great. So now, I think technically, you're not supposed to tell them you charge, but a lot of places nowadays, you're supposed to call it something else, like a service charge or a secretarial charge, because the big boys, the Master and Visa, saying it's a credit card fee, right? They it's not it's an administration, it's a processing or something. You're supposed to kind of keep it on the low key. I don't know if they're gonna send the men in the black suits after you or whatever. What's up, Rusty? Hope I'm assuming you made safe travels. I hope everything went good. You got watching from Haiti Dave. Your YouTube internationally famous. Bring me back a hat or something. Bring back the sunshine. Just send sunshine and warm weather, would you? Can you just kind of push it this way? We got snowbanks. They said on the news it was 2 foot of snow area, so I believed it. I was like, I figured it's 18 or 2 foot because it's deep. So a few other things on the credit cards, like I said, Jobber has a way, like I said, a lot of times too, if it's already been half down through the secretary, they just reprocess the credit card. Jobber makes it really smooth. But if there's any other way that you guys, I think what is that one called? It's not PayPal. There's another service out there that charges Simple or something. It's like a white cube. Some people use that. They attach it to their phone and slide across it. It's, how do I say it? It's one of those, I don't want you to go spend a bunch of money, spend $150, $200, $250, $300 a month for a service, Jobber. But I can't recommend it enough. It really works really good for what it is. Everything's integrated. You get their email, you know what I mean? They'll shoot them an email. It really is a game changer. Like I said, if you're on a small scale, still do the paper. The paper is cheap. You can keep the envelopes or the paper forms, like carbon copies and stuff like that. If you talk to the customer ahead and just let them know, they typically, and the thing is, what I found is they normally can put money, honestly, I am surprised. I am very surprised in other businesses I run. I am very surprised that they maybe like one out of 100 people are like have turned it down, where they're like, you don't do credit card? And it's like, no, because the credit card, just like I had with the vendor I was going to rent a machine from. They said, you have to have an account with us. We won't do cash and carry, basically. And I was like, oh. And so they said the other place still does it. And I don't know if the other place kind of raked me over a little bit, but I said, okay. So because they said they're getting so many chargebacks, and that's one thing I've been hearing out there, a lot of scams, especially online. You got to watch it. Like if you do anything advertising online or something, and they dispatch you out for something that's weird. It's it's just weird. A lot of callbacks, not callbacks, but chargebacks. So you got to be really cautious of that kind of stuff. So that's why I kind of like the Cash App and Venmo. It's like once they send it, as far as I know, they have to dispute it really hard. But once it's sent, it's sent. So if you can get them to pay that way, they can normally take the credit card and put the money on that account anyways. So it's not that big a deal. So just something to think about. Just let them know up front. Say, look, I take check. If you want, which way too, you want the check. Say, look, if you do write a check, you can do it via text. Say, I take check, but it's got to be in this name. It's got to be, I don't accept credit card, but I do Cash App, I do Venmo. I think there's another one out there. What's the other one? I'm forgetting. Starts with an F or something. I don't know. All kinds of stuff. John's here. What's up, man? John said, I signed up for Square. Thank you for saying that. Square was the one. Square. And it offers accepting tap to pay on iPhone for free. I haven't used it yet, but I'm just starting out, so we'll see how it works. Yeah, definitely. So John, make sure if you get a chance, I typically put them in all my videos. I don't think I did it on this one. I put my email. My email is the Dave A the letter A, Dave A. Dubson at gmail.com. Dave A. Dubson, D-U-B-N, at gmail.com. Send me an email once you do use it. If you you know, and if you want my phone number, I'll give you my phone if it's easy for you to text. I'd like to know. I was real close to Square Wine. And I don't know what made me shy away. And then also, John, since if you're still here, what are the fees? Like, what's it cost to ballpark? You know, we ain't gonna get you down to the penny, but just an idea. Because I know Jobber's right around. I don't know exactly. It's 250-ish. You know, I don't know the exact number. I don't see the bill. Shame on me. Eric's here. What's up, Eric? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Eric, how do you guys accept all forms of payment? Food stamps, EBT, small children, food, firstborn, I don't know, you know. Blood samples, I don't know. No, I don't, what are we gonna do with blood? The cars, ribs, subwoofers. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, Don. That'd be great, because I'd like kind of wrapped around it, because I think Square also does like kind of a CRM. But I don't know much. I don't know much about Square. I don't know much. I don't know if there is integrated. I'm assuming they're going to be cheaper than Jobber. I forget. I always forget the one that we ended up buying. We ended up spending like a lot of money. I mean, a lot for this one service something. It wasn't Service Titan, but oh my gosh, we spent a lot of money. We had to pay all basically in one lump sum. Used it for like a month. And I said, the hell with this. I said, we're not doing this. I said, I don't like it. And I said, if I don't like it, I said, I guarantee anybody comes in here, it's going to be hell to program, you know, to teach them how to use it. Where Jobber is, all I can say, like Jobber is like, it's like using Google. It directs you, it helps you. It's fun. It's integrative. It's colorful. You know, everything. It's got notifications on there. You can use a false number on there, like hit like a thing on there. It'll give like a customer a 15 minutes heads up, and it'll be like a random number, so that if you don't want to use your own cell phone. A lot of options. We're not even exhausting all the options. Job costing in there and stuff, integrate into their stuff. So, you know, but so it's a little sketchy, you know, like I don't think Square would be a good fit for us, just because we'd have to have cubes or whatever if you slide the card or whatever you do. But with technicians and their own phones, and that could be problems. So it's really nice to have a secretary that can just either basically handle it. So like for me, because I'm an old fuddy-duddy, I typically contact the secretary and say, hey, like 15, 20, 30 minutes before I'm going to be done. And I'm like, this job's getting close to being done. Will you figure out how they're going to pay and collect payment? And she's like, they're going to pay check. I'm like, okay. And so then I'll handle it. Or if it's like a credit card, well, can you call them and make sure like I don't leave until we're paid. Like, I'm going to stand here until we get paid. Some form of something, check, credit card, cash, you know, that brand new toolbox over there. I'm taking that. I'm not leaving here. What's that? Denell Washington, whatever that guy goes. I'm not leaving here without something. I'm not. This phone looks so dark. It's just so bright out. Can't read. Eric says he's got check, cash. If you want to do card, you get to go to the shop. Gotta go to the shop. Rusty's guy, he says we take cash, check, or card payment over the phone. He says I don't do it on my phone because I don't like entering people's information. Yeah, I agree. And I think it's changing a little bit, in just my opinion, that people are becoming a little more relaxed with that kind of stuff, because, you know, most people are on to the whole thing where it's like, you really should be using a credit card, not your debit card. So they can cancel the charge anyways. Or they have more flex, more muscle, I guess. But I agree. I mean, I agree. I don't like doing that whole, you know, I used to tell them we destroy it, because we used to have carbon copy. At the bottom it'd have where the card number would go, and then I'd have them sign it, and then their 3-digit and I mean everything was on there. We used to drive around with those pads of paper, and I would tell them to say once we get it to the shop, we destroy them, which we did at one time, shredder and stuff like that. But still, it just didn't feel good about it. The Jobber one, I don't think I feel so bad. I think because it's more integrated, where it feels like they're already getting emails, they're already getting an estimate, they're already getting a proposal. Like, just feels like, I think, I don't want to say like a lot of people know about Jobber, but it just feels so simple, synchronized, that they don't even like question it. If that makes sense. Where when stuff's kind of key and you're like, can I take a picture of your card? Like you taking a picture of my card. It said on there too. It sounds like they do Apple Pay. I think one other one through that app. So something. John's here. John says, is a correct place for me, and welcome, he says, for your time and doing it. Always appreciate it. If I could help with this scene. What's up, John? Hope you're doing good. Thanks for the nice word. Eric said, I feel the same, Rusty. Yeah, I mean, that's why I typically, I don't know. I'm not really, the guys are actually better than I am. Real smooth, they can go right on their phone and do the whole thing. I don't know. I'm just a baby. That's all it is to it. You know what I mean? Because I just call the secretary and I'm like, can you make sure this person's, you're getting things wrapped up. I don't know if there's any details. I'm just here. I'm just muscle. I'm just labor here in the cold, Says I have a card with a 500 limit for Haiti, so someone can get me. Can't get me for much. That's funny. What's up, Tony? How you doing, man? What's up, big dog? I don't know, man. I'm feeling it today. I got up early. We got a kids event. They're in downtime right now. They got to do work, is what they're called. They're working. So I'm just chilling for a minute. I'm ready to get some lunch. No breakfast. Lunch. Ready to get out, stretch the legs a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of up in a building. Eric says, hey, Tony. Tony, you'd be a good one to ask. How do you accept credit card, or do you not accept credit card? Because I know you still kind of do the handwritten stuff. But it's kind of a vortex, you know what I mean? I was talking to the wife, Tron, and I said, it's kind of like, you get kind of sucked in, because, if you start doing general liability, which general liability don't sound like it's too much, maybe $400 or $500 a month, but still, that's $400 or $500, man. Imagine if you count them out in $1 bills. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. When you count that out, that's a lot. It feels like a lot. We just whip out $100 bills like it's nothing. You got to have it when you get to a certain. But if you're starting out, like I said, that's why it's kind of, stay small, keep it all. Start getting stuff, the grease in the bearings. You know what I mean? Things are starting to move. All that kind of, you know what I mean? Just something you got to think about. God, what's up, mister? I'm just checking to make sure I ain't none of my Rugrats. Time to be leaving. See people moving around. I need to make lunch, but I'm just, yeah, man, I feel you. This weather kicked my hiney. Last week kicked my hiney. It's, I have to find somewhere to go. Out, take the kiddo out. It's kind of one of those special treats, kind of a daddy daughter thing, you know what I mean? It doesn't last forever. Papa Tony knows about what that's like. The time is limited. Tony, I accept credit card. Tony, do you like do it on a machine or do you do it over the, like, I'm just kind of curious, like, how do you use it? Like, one guy was mentioning Square. Do you like hand write it down and then process it at home or at the shop? I'm just curious. Free says 500 a month. So it's general liability, I think, is what we have to know for $1 million coverage. You know, basically it's like 400 or 500. I don't know exact numbers. Accountant kind of takes care of that. Tony says, he says PayPal, Venmo app, I accept all. Ooh, man. I haven't done the Apple. I haven't done the Apple Pay yet. I need to get a little more diverse for sure. It's getting crazy though nowadays. I mean, you're gonna have to accept like so many different ways. It's kind of like the advertising's gotten nuts too. You know what I mean? Like when I was starting out, it used to be like maybe the newspaper, you know, some other stuff, you know. And now it's like, you know, it's all over the place. I don't think it's none of my Rugrats leaving. Tony says, Eric, do you want that 315 receiver? Ooh. I seen is it Andy? I forget, isn't it? That does the Brazilian hot dog. He had this is a little bit older video, I think. Got onto it. I don't know. I clicked on it the other day, and he had an old Stanley wall button. Got brand new in the package. Pretty sweet. I've never seen the Stanley wall button like that, like whatever he had. So you should check it out. I can do it over my phone. Dang. Through Chase. Wow. Nice. That's sweet. Or I have a reader. Okay. I wonder if you have to send me a picture sometime, Tony, on the reader. Is it like, does it hook to your phone? Just a standalone unit? I used to have a standalone one, like I said, a bigger one that I bought. I wonder if it's worth any money. Should sell it. I don't even know where it's at. What's Rusty got? I'm sitting under a shade tree. Oh gosh, in my yard. He says, and I get 3G. Oh gosh, 3G. Gotta go. Talk to you guys later. Enjoy it, man. See you later, Rusty. Have a good day. Or night. Or what time is it? Let's see. Oh yeah, still in light. Let's had a minute to think where he's at. I got one, but I need one for the other Sears. Those Sears, man, those are pretty sweet. Those are pretty sweet. I like those red, burgundy colored, whatever. Those are sweet, man. Talk about, those things could talk. What would they say? The stories they would tell. Cars that they've seen, people they've seen, all kinds of good stuff. All right, well, I probably should wander in. I don't want my kid getting lost. What's going on? But like I said, if you guys come up with anything in the for the credit cards and stuff like that, anything is easier, better. Chase, I didn't know Chase, so Chase is good. Square, the software, I'd like to know on John's software for sure. Like once he gets it kind of going, is it kind of a CRM, you know, or is it, what is CRM? Is customer relation management? Is that what CRM? I just know there's CRMs. That's what they're called. Tony says I can do it manually and put it in my phone. I have a standalone that is in the dash that I can remove. Nice. Those places, and you got to be real, like, man, I tell you, you guys got to watch those places, right? Ones that would charge us more. This guy was like his own whatever. And so you gotta watch them. You know, sometimes they hit you pretty hard for the fees. You gotta watch out. QuickBooks. You know, we always kind of started out with QuickBooks. QuickBooks does quite a bit nowadays too. So you can get a lot of stuff done with QuickBooks. You know, there's a lot of options. You gotta see who's gonna give you the best rate, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, honestly. I'd rather do Cash App or Venmo, man. Like I said, it seems so flawless. I can't even believe they allow it, honestly. It just seems like it works. You know when it's there, it's not going to get retracted and silly. Credit card stuff always is like, you know, I had a customer retract on my time. And I even got the slip and everything, signed. And the accountant's like, oh yeah, I seen that, 300 and some dollars come out, last week. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I just got the letter in the mail. And so it really ticked me off because it's like, pull the money first before they send anything out. And they already yanked the money out of the account. So then I had to dig through. They didn't give me much information. They gave me like a card number. They didn't give me the last card numbers. They gave me a name. Didn't say anything, like the location of the transaction. Nothing. Just said, there was a dispute for this much money. Good luck. So I had to go through and find it. I'm like, okay, so it's a garage door opener. When was the time was it processed? About, it's in another city over. Okay. So I contact them, and the guys, oh, I thought it was a fraudulent because, I thought you guys, we were in Muskegon, we were doing something in Grand Rapids. And I was like, no, it's, I'll send you a check. And I thought, yeah, you can send us a check. This son of a biscuit's lying. And, but he did. He sent a check, but it just really me off. It showed me how much little control. And I thought, it didn't even say, like, if you have anything signed, we'll dispute this in your favor. It just acted like, customer's always right, and you're wrong. Well, you're tracked. Sorry about your luck. You figure it out. What this guy here? Can you manually? Says, come on, guys. Says there's 11 on here. Oh, I got likes and like button. Oh, I know. Thank you. Gotta hit the like. It's all good. This is a payment purposes only. This one's, you gotta stay tuned. I should have the one out this evening. Hope. Internet's been horrible. For the rest, we'll get some more on that garage door, the J50, the garage door opener. See what we can stir up. I'm hoping to get some feedback. I'm ready to learn. I'm all ears. So, but anywho, thank you guys for being here. I'll see you later. Remember, keep your fingers. Let me know about credit cards if you got any other things and that. Otherwise, check out Job on YouTube. They got some good stuff too. If you got questions on kind of how we do it. And we'll catch you next one. Take care. See ya. See you, Eric. See you, Rusty. See you, Tony. See you, John. Who else did I forget on here? Anybody else? If I did, I'm sorry. We'll see y'all on the next one. Good day. That's Paul Harvey.